Hello and welcome to a new video. Remember the song of Pokemon? I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Okay, let's have a look at how the very best got to be the very best and is wiping the floor with everyone else. Right? It's worth looking into. So, as we can see, one of the acceptably best is at 15 million, another one 23 million, 23 million. If we go to the Dominator Championship and then the top 8, 38 million. It's nothing. It's peanuts. 75 million, 75 million. So what? It's just a number. The question is, how do these players actually achieve these massive numbers? 30 million, so what? It's nothing. 30 million. Let's look at more aggressive and destructive numbers. Why? Why is the level at that number? But anyway, there's a reason why the level goes at that number in the Void Ring. But that's not the point. If you actually just try to battle one of these players for his spot, we'll have a video, of course, in the future talking about the Void Ring because it doesn't really have that much attention. You get actually the title if you defeat one of them, or an upgrade. See that upgrade? And of course the frame. This frame of course can give you plus 1% HP, 1% attack. Let's look at the I wanna be the very best like no one ever was, and let's get destroyed massively with how brutal they are. By the way, I've never tried this before, so I'm actually shocked to see that the overall power is at that level. 9 million, are my eyes correct? Because if you look at the hero's level, 726 what exactly? Weird the numbering, honestly. Let's go with this and see how it will end. Definitely I'm weaker in overall power, but we'll see. Let's see if this has any speed faster. No, ×2 only. Okay. Chains of Doom. Well, as we can see, the lovely Void player fighter is pretty much focused on Thinker, recovering HP by a number of different heroes that suck the life out of the opponent's HP and continuously regenerate HP and blah blah blah. Yeah, I do admire Hotel Transylvania, like that movie. So the blah 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 comes from there because there's nothing really much to say. It's a massive void of sucking HP non-stop from me, basically. Yeah, the mother of swarms suck HP and poison. But she didn't really poison them. It's more of a sucking HP. Of course, Eddie is the massive chain sucking of HP from the other player. And it just carries on with backup as Thinker and Afra just restore HP, and Ninetail Idol. They're a group of sucking HP and sustain damage non-stop. Let's end the suffering and just skip. Right, that didn't really go anywhere good. Anyway, 31 minutes until a battle can be done again. So going back to our main topic, and of course we're gonna link it in different things. For instance, if you look at this lovely peaceful player, 8 million, looks like a normal human being. In comparison, if you look in the arena, that's where you can see the destruction, right? 71. Anyway, let's get to the point of how an increase in power like that is actually achievable in the first place, right? That's the big question. Well, the first point, right, This number comes from your strongest top 6 heroes. The strongest top 6 heroes. Let's focus on that. So it's this number plus this number plus this number plus this. Right, so that's the first thing. Now, where does that number in the first place come from? Or how does it get added or increased? Number 1, increase the level. Right? Number 2, the stigmata, where it only shows during battle, but it still adds. Number 3, the bonus overview that comes from Union Tech. Number 4, yes, the realm, faction, battling, etc., etc. Yes, it does add power. Number blah 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 11, the relics. The funny thing is, these relics actually can go above level 60. And of course, they have the additional buffs that you can see below. Attack increase, soul fire mark, counter fire. Next point in increasing overall power is blood rage. Basically, it's the awakened skill that each S hero or S plus has when he reaches immortal and then can awaken it. Yeah, super evolution. So awakening basically the awakened skill for the hero adds to him. Next point, of course, is the skin that you can purchase. You can see plus 3% HP, 3% attack, plus 6 effect hit. So there are heroes that have different skin or different version of themselves that purchasing it will add to them power. Let's move on to the next point. Equipment. Now the equipment can evolve up to T2, right? So evolving the equipment is essential for an increase in overall power. Let's have a look at T1 equipment. Right? Looking nice, looking beautiful. It can be evolved to T2. So what's the advantage? Aside from you actually increase its power overall in everything in its attributes, you can select an additional resonance attribute which adds more. This is by percentage. It's not by a fixed number, right? And of course it's expensive. 20 T-stones, 20 million, 50 million currency. Now, you might ask, what are those letters on the equipment? A, B, C, and D, right? These letters are ranking for the equipment itself. Now, those letters go up to S plus. They go up to what? S plus. So you have A, which is acceptably nice. You have S, and there's S plus. Do you see that S plus HP plus 5% max? That's the highest. Then there's the S and the A, etc., etc. So how do you actually increase that ranking, which will change also the attributes you can see? As you can see here, attack, HP, 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 right? So let's look at something else in terms of attribute. HP, HP, attack, skill, damage, right? You can increase the attributes by recasting the equipment itself. You click on recast, you can recast directly and hope for the best. Do not save it unless you like it. Unless you like the after recast, do not save it. So what happens if you recast and you don't save? I'm not gonna force try with this. It's risky. I like it. Let's go recast. Right? Just to test it. Let's recast. Normal recast. Right? Recast. As you can see, its ranking has changed. Also, all the attributes. Critical actually went down. attack became HP, broken armor became HP, and the rank became D, which is worse than C. Let's recast again. Wow, we jump to rank C. Damage immunity +2, which is good. Attack +2, which is better than C in terms of +200 HP, blah blah blah. Let's recast again. It still sucks, to be honest. A little bit better now. Still not there. Another recast. Broken armor +3, attack, blah blah blah. Let's recast again. Now this is a little bit nicer. A little bit. Let's do another recast. Critical +3, and I kinda do like it up to a degree. I will save it. And we've lost power automatically. Why? Because there was 2 attack and they were replaced with HP. So the main point is, when you do it, this is actually kinda better. When you do it, do not save. We've lost more power. It doesn't really matter. Let's say you did it and you don't want it. If you exit without saving, it's not going to save and switch the attributes to the new one you acquired. So do remember, do not save unless you're happy with it. Now, what's the difference with the advanced recast? The advanced recast at least raises the rank and it guarantees 1 legendary attribute. The red ones, the ones that look like red color written. But of course, you need the advanced recast toolbox. How do you get the advanced recast toolbox? Simple. 2 ways actually. First way, in the lovely monthly quest, in the fast reward, you can gain each month by completing it. The quests in the fast reward, 10 advanced recasts. Just 10, right? The other option to actually gain it is time travel. Let me remember, was it time travel or am I mistaken on that one? I think I'm mistaken in getting it from time travel. No, it doesn't. It just gives you the legend recast T1 and T2 shards at a certain level, which you're going to need also. So there is a limitation on getting that, but also I think you can get it by purchasing this one, this chest, the color for treasure chest, blah blah blah. You can get it, I believe, from purchasing the chest, this one. Right, so let's move on. There's too many blah 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 in this video. So you've done everything you can. You upgraded the equipment, T1, you took it to T2, and you reached S and S plus. You're very happy. Moving to the next point. Yes, the legendary equipment that's actually the hero has when he reaches a specific awakening level. You need to awaken it and you need to raise its level to 30. Hopefully above is available actually, right? So you might ask, oh, so it consumes material, right? Like everything in the game. How do I get it? Then we'll have to talk about the different stones available. You're gonna start off with the mithril ore, right? And then at level 15, you're gonna switch to the next type of stones, I guess, vibranium ore. And then when you reach 20, the uru ore, that is going to be what you will switch in needing to consume. Let's look at the different ores. This is the vibranium ore. It has the symbol of the faction, which it can be only used to that faction. So this is darkness. This is every hero at level 15 until 20. This is technology, this is universe, this is nature, and so on. Let's move on to the next point. The more you increase it, the more damage, HP, etc. will be given. The lovely artifacts. Now, the Guardian Gem artifacts, all of them can be acquired from Lost Land actually. Let's go to Lost Land and have a look. Okay, yeah. As you can see, one by one, you can acquire them until you pass Insane, then you have collected all of them. Right? So other from the Guardian Gem, there is the Divine Will and the Prelude of Evil. Now, there is two ways to actually get Divine Will equipment because they are of massive importance, and the Prelude of Evil equipment. The two ways are basically either through an event or through the Supreme Chest. So where do you go to get the Supreme Chest? Quantum Invasion. As you can see, this lovely young boy is the Supreme Chest, and you'd wish when you open one after purchasing you'll get these rewards. You'd wish. I haven't gotten any of them until this point. Usually the value reward is the best I get. Very rarely the advanced reward. And that's it. Let's have a fast look before we move on to the next point of what they can offer. Increase by 7% of damage reduction. So it reduces damage. Immunity control. Gain a 150% attack damage shield that resists the damage received when using a skill. Blessing of Prophet is a good one. Divine Prayer. When its wearer HP is lower, etc., it recovers HP at certain levels of decreased HP from damage. At the beginning of the round, 30 points of speed. Fatal Judgment, which actually Samurai Girl Toku needs. Every attack increases the hero 3%, and then 7%, and then 8%, plus additional 15% of attack increase. So that the Fatal Judgment actually can cause massive amounts of damage. The Prelude of Evil. Critical attack, there's 60% chance to increase 50% of its damage. Devil's Pupil. Boots of Abyss. Increase 150% of damage when attacking a target whose HP is less than 30%. Alright, let's look at the next point. Looking at your status or stats for your hero. Let's look at the power. That's the overall power, the attack. What's important, or what we want to look more at, is the critical resistance, critical damage, skill damage also. Of course, the HP and attack and armor also do matter. If you can raise your critical at least 80 or 90%, it will make a huge difference for Toku. Moving on to the next point. We kind of talked about it, but I'm going to show it. Now, in the Union, there is the Union Tech. The Union Tech has two values, actually. As you can see, different factions exists, right, throughout the game. Warrior, Master, Ranger, Raider, and they have heroes from within the faction itself, technology, nature, etc. So, this will increase HP if you upgraded attack, block of attack, skill damage, critical damage, physique, mind. Aside from that, these increases actually increase the overall power of whoever is under, I guess, the type of hero under the faction. He gets an increase in boost regarding what you actually added, attack or HP. Then there is the Union Institute, which is pretty much lovely. It's basically immunity or damage resistance to other types of factions and heroes. So for instance, or effects, warrior damage to healer, warrior damage to raider. It's a protection where you gain less damage from the attacker or the other hero who is under that faction. Ranger, for instance, you have a little bit of immunity to that damage, which it's decreased, sorry. So it does add in being able to sustain damage and have less HP dropped. It does increase overall power also, of course. Let's move on to the next point. The faction. The faction realm, right, has value aside from that's the actual place where you can get relics and the star coins you spend in upgrading the relics itself. Its main point in advancing through it, yes, sure. Yeah, I kind of confused that point. This is actually Galaxy Wanted, but still a good point to actually look at. Faction Wanted, right? When you advance through Faction Wanted, you'll notice these lovely two things. The more you advance, the more you actually gain HP, effect resistance, broken armor, etc. Added to the heroes from the faction. As you can see, the dark faction gets this increase. If we go to the dark heroes that I have from that faction, you will notice that it is there actually. See those two numbers? They come actually from the faction bonus in Galaxy Wanted. Sorry, by the way, I forgot it's in Galaxy Wanted. Right, as you can see. So the more you advance, the more you can actually gain more overall power. Right? As an additional bonus. Closed. Okay, the next point, let's talk about the lovely Stigmata. Again, now each hero, to clarify, has advice on what Stigmata to use. It doesn't mean if you use another different type, it's not gonna work. It's just a recommendation. Stigmata, right? Do remember to use the filter, or if you want, you can actually look at the attribute bonus first. From the Stigmata. This is from the Stigmata alone. It has nothing to do with anything else. Right? So, filtering the Stigmata, filter, choose the ones you actually want, and it's pretty much linked to what's available in which is Banshee, Domination, Apocalypse, Judgment, Evolution, Annihilation, Samurai, Redemption, Sin, Zolat, and Vital. Vital is pretty much not widely available to get any time, but it's very good. Storm is also fantastic. One of the ones that is aspiring is Guardian actually. Increased damage reduction when receiving attack. That equipped on Thinker is actually fantastic. Right? So where do you get Stigmata? That's a good question. Time travel, Stigmata Zone 1, Stigmata Zone 2. Now, exclusive dungeon doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about in increasing power. We kinda touched a good amount on how do you increase power, you level up your heroes, equipment, Stigmata, relics, and so on. Advance your equipment to T2 for the main 4 on the top. And that's pretty much it as you go throughout the game. There is also an important point that when you raise the spirit level to the maximum and I think almost all your heroes to 340 or something, and you unlock all of it, right? Then you can actually um, do something in the spirit link where it changes and the level can be increased beyond 340. So that actually will add more power to all the heroes, right? All right, I think we covered the majority of how to gain more power overall. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day ahead.